Good morning everybody. Today I am going to present journal Adult Glioblastoma and the role of death domain associated protein tumor biomarker. This study was done by Hacking SM et al. In the Department of Pathology and Laboratory Medicine, USA. This is taken from International Journal of Clinical Pathology and Research, Volume 5, Issue 1, and this was published in 2019. Introduction. Glioblastoma, also known as GBM, is the most aggressive primary brain cancer. GBM comprises 16% of all primary brain neoplasms with an incidence rate of 3.2 per 1 lakh people. Patients with GBM have a poor prognosis, less than 5% of them survive for more than 5 years. In the treatment of GBM, there is currently insufficient information to improve disease management because conventional treatments universally fail. Currently, there is a crucial need to identify relevant targets in GBM in order to design new therapeutic agents. In children, brain tumors are currently the leading cause of cancer-related mortality and morbidity as they are the most common solid tumors. Histologically, GBM presenting in children are the same as their adult counterparts as per WHO grading system. However, in pediatric population, loss of death domain associated protein has been shown to suppress tumor growth and increase survival time. Death domain associated protein was originally characterized as a FAS death receptor binding protein. However, more recently, death domain associated protein has also been found to interact with ATP dependent helicase involving the histone chaperone complex. More specifically, death domain associated protein acts as a histone chaperone protein that directly interacts with histone 3.3, a conserved histone variant that is structurally very close to the canonical histone H3 and facilitates its deposition on chromatin. Therefore, death domain associated protein restores histone 3.3 impeding oncogene expression. It has been definitively established in pediatric research studies that death domain associated protein negatively regulates gene involved in oncogenesis. With genomic sequencing identifying mutations in the histone 3.3, ATRX and death domain associated protein chromatin remodeling pathway in 44% of the pediatric GBM tumors. However, there has been limited research examining the role of death domain associated protein in adult GBM. No large studies have identified death domain associated mutations or protein expression in an adult GBM cohort. This could be because genetic alteration of death domain associated protein are seen to be uncommon in adult GBM. It is possible that death domain associated protein may play a role in adult GBM tumors in a similar manner to that established in pediatric models. Coming to materials and methods. This study is a retrospective study of the histopathology and the biomarker expression of the patients who were diagnosed with glioblastoma at the Department of Pathology and Laboratory Medicine, Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra, Northwell. 72 cases of GBM were included in this study. An immunohistochemical method for death domain associated protein determination was performed to determine protein expression. Factors including MRI size and survival status were compared to different cohorts of death domain protein expression. These cohorts include limited expression, that is less than 25%, and definitive expression, that is more than 25%, which were quantified according to overall cytoplasmic and nuclear staining percentages. Coming to case selection. An electronic database was searched for patients diagnosed with GBM between 2007 and 2017. 72 archived cases of GBM, all received between 2007 and 2017, were retrieved and reviewed. Tissue microarray are paraffin blocks produced by extracting small tissue cores from different paraffin donor blocks and embedding these into a single recipient block at defined array coordinates. Tissue microarrays were constructed from the 72 GBM cases. This was accomplished by retrieving identical tissue cores sampled from the most representative areas of each patient's donor blocks. In this study, only viable tumor tissue was extracted for tissue cores and areas with significant hemorrhage and necrosis were not sampled. This picture shows the paraffin blocks were then cut and placed onto slides. A map was created in order to identify each patient's tumor, and patient tumors were labeled 1 to 24 as shown in the picture. Each tissue microarray was individually labeled and 2 cores were left blank in every tissue microarray in order to maintain site-specific orientation. Immunohistochemical stains for death domain associated protein using anti-death domain associated protein was used on the tissue microarray created. Tumors with absent death domain associated protein expression were required to have positive internal controls, namely normal endothelial, stromal, and inflammatory cells before being considered negative. Death domain associated protein expression tumors tended to have either limited expression, that is less than 15 to 20%, or definitive expression, that is greater than 30 to 35% of staining. As a result of these findings, a cutoff value of 25% was used. The staining was categorized as definitive expression if 25% or more of the tumor cells showed moderate intensity staining. Staining was categorized as limited expression if less than 25% of the tumor cells showed moderate intensity staining. In the first picture, we can see the low power view showing 1.5 mm diameter tissue core stained with death domain associated protein. In the second picture, we can see the high power view showing death domain associated protein staining pattern of GBM tumor cells. Coming to results. Spectrum of staining patterns in GBM. A wide spectrum of staining was seen in 72 GBM cases. The mean for cytoplasmic staining percentage was 25% and for nuclear staining it was 22%. The overall staining percentage was highest with 30.26% of cells showing at least moderate intensity staining. For the cytoplasmic staining, 45 patients had under 25% staining and 27 patients had greater or equal to 25% staining. For nuclear stain, 48% had under 25% staining and 24% patients had greater or equal to 25% staining. Finally, for the overall staining cohort, 39 patients had under 25% staining and 33 patients had greater or equal to 25% staining. Tumor size between groups for each death domain cohort variables were analyzed. This is a graph showing the box plot of tumor size by death domain associated protein cohort showing the cytoplasmic staining. Here on the left side we can see the patients who had less than 25% cytoplasmic staining had larger tumor size compared to patients who had greater or equal to 25% cytoplasmic staining. This is a graph for nuclear staining. Here the patients who had less than 25% nuclear staining had significantly larger tumor size compared to patients who had greater than or equal to 25% staining. This is the cohort overall. Finally, patients who had less than 25% overall staining had significantly larger tumor size compared to patients who had greater than or equal to 25% overall staining. Coming to discussion. Spectrum of death domain associated protein immunohistochemical staining in GBM. The chromatin remodeler death domain associated protein, seen as a predominantly nuclear protein, regulates the status of chromatin organization. Historically, it is thought to be a predominantly nuclear stain. This study found a more extensive spectrum of staining where the percentage of cytoplasmic staining was about equal to that of nuclear staining. The mean for cytoplasmic staining percentage was 24.5%, while the mean for nuclear staining percentage was 22.35%. Death domain associated protein was first discovered through its cytoplasmic interaction with the classical death receptor FAS. In the cytoplasm, the protein likely functions in regulating apoptosis. It is not surprising that there was such voluminous staining in this region. This is the first study to demonstrate death domain associated protein as a predominantly cytoplasmic stain in GBM. Role of death domain associated protein in GBM tumorigenesis and tumor size. Remarkably, little is known about the role of death domain associated protein in GBM despite numerous studies suggesting potential functions. Research has shown that loss of this protein results in the lengthening of telomeres, resulting in alternating lengthening of telomeres. Subsequently, ALT results in extensive genome rearrangements as well as defects in double-strand break repair. Double-strand breaks are one of the most serious threats through the human genome, frequently leading to genomic instability and cancer. This is the proposed mechanism of death domain associated tumorigenesis in GBM. In this study, there was definitively proven that tumors were limited with limited death domain associated expression were statistically larger. In most cohorts, limited death domain associated protein expression lead to tumors being at least 1 centimeter larger. Other studies have shown that loss of nuclear and death domain associated protein shows a near 100% correlation with the alternative lengthening of telomere phenotype. Research has shown that this likely results in problems in apoptosis, transcription, regulation of the p53 tumor suppressor pathway, and activity as a histone chaperone, all of which promote tumor growth leading to larger cancers as seen in this study. In GBM, the standard of treatment is microsurgical resection with radiation and chemotherapy. However, gross total resection can sometimes be limited from adhesions the tumor may have with surrounding anatomy. Saying that GBM tumors with that lack death domain associated protein grow larger, have further adhesions, and reduce possibility of gross total resection, as the feasibility and extent of surgical resection depends on tumor size. With this in mind, tumor size in GBM is an important predictor of prognosis, adding to the significance of this study findings. Unfortunately, however, GBM is a disease without a cure despite extensive surgical resection. The findings promote the idea that death domain associated protein likely plays a role in the tumorigenesis of adult GBM. This goes against what has traditionally been seen as a protein since seen almost exclusively in pediatric GBM. Further genome sequencing may identify a higher prevalence of death domain associated mutations in adult patients than previously conceived. The relationship of this protein to survival. No study have assessed the relationship between death domain associated protein and prognosis in adult GBM. In this study, detected a tendency for patients with definitive death domain associated protein expression to live longer. However, these results were not statistically significant. Possibly the reason that there were no statistically significant difference in survival is because the prognosis is always so poor, that is 2% of patients survive 3 years. The overall prognosis for GBM has changed little since the 1980s. This can make finding statistically significant prognostic variables very difficult in GBM. Patient survival depends on the following clinical and biological parameters: tumor size, location, treatment, age at presentation, Karnofsky performance score at presentation, histologic findings, and molecular genetic factors. Despite the fact that this study showed a statistical difference in tumor size, we were unable to definitively prove that the role of death domain associated protein as a prognostic marker in adult GBM. Currently, research is being performed to establish whether targeting death domain associated protein and components of its cellular pathways can be used as a therapeutic approach to treat childhood brain tumors. Further research could bring about new drugs which target and potentially upregulate death domain protein in tumor cells without damaging healthy cells. For patients with GBM, this could lead to increased survival time and an improved prognosis. A notable example of how drug development can lead to increased survival in disease is that of chronic myeloid leukemia. Following introduction of imatinib, the estimated 8-year survival of CML improved from historical rate of less than 20% up to 87%. Future research regarding targeted death domain associated therapies will possibly allow for better prognostic outcomes in patients with GBM. Role of death domain associated protein expression in therapy decision making. GBM exhibits a poor prognosis despite maximal multimodal therapy. Patients with GBM commonly experience several neurological symptoms which increases the difficulty and risk of clinical treatment. Often deciding what and how to treat patients with GBM can be challenging as the pros and cons of treatment methods must be considered. There has ongoing research showing that the mitotic checkpoint protein is death domain associated protein essential for responsiveness to taxanes, a widely used family of chemotherapeutics. Paclitaxel and taxane class drugs induces apoptosis of glioblastoma cells via regulation apoptosis related gene expression. However, it has been shown that the absence or depletion of the protein, death domain associated protein, increases cellular Taxol resistance. Death domain associated protein depletion increases cyclin B stability, which subsequently results in Taxol resistance. In one study, the death domain associated protein depleted cells exhibited a strong Taxol resistant phenotype, with the majority of treated cells capable of surviving after removal of Taxol. Pre-contra, death domain associated protein retained tumors treated with paclitaxel have been found to have significantly inhibited glioblastoma growth and prolonged survival in mice models. The prognosis of patients with GBM remain poor despite advances in neurosurgery and radiotherapy. Currently, chemotherapy has done little to improve on these results. Cranial irradiation remains the mainstay of treatment following surgery. However, tumors almost always recur. The chemotherapy could have a massive effect in the treatment of GBM. Currently, adjuvant chemotherapy with temozolomide is the standard of care in patients with GBM aged less than 70 years. There is a desperate need for more effective therapies in patients with GBM, and Taxol therapy could be one of them. Throughout the research, it was found that no clinical trials have treated the death domain associated protein unmutated cohorts with Taxol therapy. Research needs to be performed to separate treatment groups into death domain associated mutation and non-mutated groups. It is possible that patients without death domain associated protein mutation and functional death domain associated mutation related apoptosis would benefit greatly from Taxol therapy. Currently, chemotherapeutics like Taxols are not the standard of treatment of GBM. There is potential for a clinical trial, as in this study, almost half of GBM tumors retain definite overall DAXX expression. Coming to summary, in summation, this study found that death domain associated protein was a predominantly cytoplasmic stain and is associated with tumor size in adult GBM. Statistically, patients with tumors who had less than 25% immune histochemical staining for DAXX had a significantly larger tumor size than all patients who had greater than equal to 25% staining. Although tumor size is one of the biologic parameters associated with survival time, it was unable to definitively establish DAXX as a prognostic marker in GBM. Prognostic studies in GBM are difficult as the disease is incurable and currently the prognosis is always poor. Worth noting is that there is a potential role of DAXX therapy in therapy decision making in GBM. As previously discussed, tumors with death domain associated mutations and ergo functional death domain associated related apoptosis have been found to benefit greatly from Taxol therapy in numerous studies. Furthermore, research could bring about new drugs which target and potentially upregulate death domain associated protein in tumor cells without damaging healthy cells. This in turn could lead to increased survival time and prognosis. In closing, we feel that future genome sequencing may identify a higher prevalence of death domain associated protein mutations in adult GBM than previously conceived. Ultimately, future research will heighten the understanding of the role of death domain associated protein in GBM, perhaps allowing targets to be tested for future therapies. Thank you.